Well, hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Today, I'm in a new location. I'm in my host mom's office because the side where I normally record, there's a whole lot of construction happening there, and I'm just like, I'm not having it today. Today, we'll be talking about negotiation. I must say, being an au pair is not easy. One have to divide themselves into million pieces, if not trillion pieces. Number one, your host family have expectation from you to get work done, and this can come in the form of preparing breakfast, dinner, tidying up, cleaning, doing laundry, ironing, walking the pets, playing with the kids, or babysitting the babies, right? And you too have expectations to explore, to travel, to meet people, to have an amazing time while you are abroad. And to add on top of that, your friends and family and possibly partners from back home have desires and expectations to keep in touch with you via phone chat, video calls, updates about life abroad, where does Beyonce stay, X, Y, and Z, and share pictures. And just by observing this, one can confirm to a certain degree that an au pair's lifestyle is indeed busy. Knowing that your lifestyle as an au pair revolves around the affairs of the family, often families will, number one, make plans, number two, communicate those plans, expectations, needs, and wants to you, and number three, execute them with your help. And they are very confident and open when you communicating what they need or what they expect from you. And in the same manner, you too should be confident and bold enough to communicate your needs and want as an au pair. Now, if you live in Scandinavia, you do know that we work 6 days in a week, Saturday half day. Therefore, your time is valuable and should be spent wisely. So what are the 3 things that you should negotiate as an au pair? Number one, it's your ambience. And in this case, we are talking about your room. Since you will be spending 365 days in the home of the host family, you would want to ensure that the room assigned to you by the host family is cozy and fitting to your liking. For example, the room that has been given to you, you notice that the wall color is very boring. The bed linens are from 1966 and they are screaming, "Let me go." And there's just no decor into the room. There's just no light. There's no happiness. This is how you negotiate to get what you want. Number one is communicate to your host family and ask them for things that you need or want. You could go to your host family and say, "Hey, I've noticed that the color of my room is really depressing. And I was wondering, would it be okay if I can take X, Y, and Z paint and probably paint the room?" Or with the bed linens and curtains, like, "Hey, is it possible if I could take the white bed linen or the pink bed linen that are in the cupboard and use it for my room because that's my favorite color and they just bring happiness to me." And again, please, when you do your asking, keep in mind not to ask for things that you yourself cannot afford. Do not ask for a Louis Vuitton curtains or bed linen. I don't know if they do have any, but do not ask for things that you yourself cannot afford. Always ask for something that is reasonable and within the means of the family. Another way to negotiate when it comes to your ambience is by suggestion. What you can suggest to your family, you would go to them and say like, "Hey, I would really like to get this kind of curtains in H&M, or I would like to get this and this and this. Would it be okay with you if I go out, go get the things that I need and bring back the receipt so that you can refund me for the items that I have bought?" And again, it's not everything that needs to be bought. I do know that in Copenhagen, there are Facebook groups where people give out many things. from curtains to cutlery to beds to cupboards to lampstand to frames to everything. All you have to do is just scout around, see what you can find, and just bring it into the house and make your room a beautiful cocoon that you can always end your beautiful day into. And thirdly, if your host family do not like your ideas or your proposal, please go ahead and purchase or go thrift the items that you need to decor the place for yourself. Always remember that you, honey, are the prize. Don't wait for permission to beautify your life. Do it even if no one gives you the permission, even if no one supports you. Remember, you are doing this for you and not for anyone. And when you leave, carry along everything that you took. Just take them with you. And if you want to be a blessing to the next au pair, do that. You can leave the stuff for the next au pair, but always do things for you and not to please anyone else. Negotiation number 2. Now, number 2 is food. Now, it's never easy to immediately integrate when it comes to food, because the food and flavor and taste of the things in Europe is completely different to that of Africa. Keep in mind that you are on a cultural exchange. Therefore, you should be open to trying out new food, new meals, and not close off. And other days you find yourself in a phase where you are on the healthy side of life, where you are putting in the work to show up for yourself, working out, wanting to eat healthier food. Please communicate that to your family as well. It's perfectly okay. And I feel like most people in Europe have this mentality of always eating clean food and healthier food. So that's going to be easier for you. So this is how you negotiate when it comes to food. You want to let your host family know about your needs and want. You could go to them or write to them and say like, hey, I would like to have X, Y, and Z type of food. Is it okay if I put it on the shopping list of the house so that when you go shopping at the end of the week, you could get them for me? And of course, they would go like, yeah, sure, of course, go ahead, right. You can, again, suggest to them or propose that I like this type of food and you can find them, or it's found at this place. Is it okay with you if I buy this food and bring the receipt to you so that you could refund me? And I feel like, when you are asking if it's okay with them, it's not to say that you have to, but it's just a manner of being polite and also just letting them know that this is the kind of food that you want, and you're just checking in with them if they will be able to refund you. Because some hosting will say like, no, whatever food you're gonna buy outside, it's on you, right? But you just want to check in with them and say like, hey, is it okay? Can I go ahead? Will you grant me back the money that I've spent? If not, then you can look for other alternatives that they are willing to pay for. And another important thing is that being an au pair, by law, your host family provides you with 3 meals per day. In Denmark, there's an 80 kroner rule whereby the food that you eat per day should amount to 80 kroner. Never suffer in silence eating bread, noodles in the morning, afternoon, and at night. Don't be afraid to ask for things. Open communication is key. And you are not allowed to use your pocket money to buy food for yourself. Remember, one of the rules or requirement of being an au pair is that the host family provides you with food and shelter. And food is what you need, and food is what you will get if you do ask. Other things like your snacks or takeout, that is on you, because that is like your own personal things. There are other families that don't mind buying your snacks, right? But others do. They go like, no, we'll provide you with the basic food, your snacks, that is on you. And that is all comes down to communicating your expectations to each other. Negotiation number 3, your time. As I mentioned before, being in Scandinavia, you as an au pair work 6 days in a week. That is Saturday till 12. It's important for you to work the hours stated in your contract. And as far as I know, au pairs are only allowed to work 5 hours in a day. If your host family come to you and say like, hey, we would like to go on holiday or for a little mini vacation or getaway from Thursday till Sunday, is it possible if you would take care of the pets? And if you do agree to take care of the pets, remember that though the family is away and you are not doing anything for them, the mere fact that you are watching over the pets, feeding them or walking the dogs, honey, you are working. And those hours that you are working need to be redeemed. How do you redeem them? Again, you go back to communication. Guys, I feel like communication is key here. You go back and communicate to your host family and negotiate and say, hey, if I look after the pets this weekend, then I would like next weekend to be completely free. Meaning that instead of working Saturday half day, you are off as of Friday. Right? Isn't that smart? Yes, you can negotiate in that way. You can say, if I do this, then I would want this to happen. So please feel free to negotiate. Let me give you another example of negotiation. Let's talk about babysitting. Sometimes host family are not so good at communicating and, all of a sudden, like, hey, would you babysit for me? And you're like, First obligation is, of course, to the family and helping them meet their needs. It's hard to have a comeback to negotiate when you are asked to unexpectedly babysit. You could go back to them and say like, hey, I would really appreciate if you would let me know 3 days in advance or a week in advance if you would want me to babysit. AKA boundaries, right? Don't be afraid to set boundaries with your host family. Don't be afraid to set boundaries with your host family. And if you want me to do a video about boundaries, let me know in the comments section. That you are human too and you deserve to be respected. Honey, you are the prize. Okay, you are the prize. You need to respect yourself. You need to respect your hours. So does the family. And also don't be afraid to say no to the host family. If the host family would want you to work and you have other things planned for that specific time, just say like, sorry, I would really love to help, but I have X, Y, and Z planned and therefore I cannot babysit or watch over the pets this weekend. Please speak up for yourself. And finally, don't go out there looking for work during your off hours. Sometimes au pairs have these tendencies whereby in the morning you are done with the 3 hours that you're supposed to work and they're just lingering around trying to look for things to do. Honey, you need to go into your room and sleep or go out and go smell the roses or just go out. Don't look for work, because if you are off and you are hanging around trying to search for works, trying to do extra things that you are not asked for or required, believe me, the host family will be happy to give you more work to do. Okay, so don't work when it's your off hours. Take that time to meet up with a friend, to catch up on a series, to sleep, to go out and explore the city or do something for yourself. Dear friends, I hope that this video was exciting and fun for you. Let me know if there's anything else that you think that one should negotiate. Share with me, share with the sister that is in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and I will catch you in the next video. And just know that I highly appreciate you liking this video, you taking the time to watch this video. I will see you into the next video. Peace. Au revoir.